Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 4 to 5 says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one. Love him with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your strength." I want to focus on the first three words, "Hear, O Israel." Hear him. We are living in a world where there are so many different voices, negative voices. You turn on the news, and there is so much of negativity in the news. Wars, crime, whatnot. And in the midst of this, we need to hear God's voice and be his voice in that world. So we ought to listen to his voice. Hear him so that you can be his voice in this world that is so confused and so lost and so divided. Hear God's voice and bring hope to the world around you. The second reason you need to hear God's voice is because sometimes in our own minds we hear all sorts of negative voices. Voices that tell us we are not good enough. Voices that tell us you ought to stop. Voices that tell us you ought to go ahead, sometimes in things that you ought not to be going ahead with. And in this context, again, you need to hear God's voice. And how do we hear God's voice in this context? Is by reading his word and listening to his voice from God's word. And other times, it could be beauty, like nature around us. And then through that, God speaks to us. Maybe you are feeling sad and you're taking a walk. And in this beautiful space, sometimes God speaks to us. So hear him. And so, whatever it is that you're going through, your problems and the different voices that you hear in your head, voices that bring you down, voices that tell you you're not good enough, hear God's loving voice. And the third reason you have to hear God's voice is because he is God. And his voice brings life to the circumstances and to the situations we happen to be in. He is God. And he is our master. And so it makes sense that we seek after his voice. And so this Lent, as we reflect on very many things, I would like us to remember these two words, hear him. In the silence of wherever you are, in the midst of the noise of wherever you are, hear him and allow his words bring you comfort and bring you hope this Lent. Thank you.